Looking to move to Wesley Chapel this fall or early next year? Well, in this video, I talk about the pros and cons of moving to and living in Wesley Chapel. Let's have a look. Let's go. Hello and welcome to another episode of Orlando and Tampa Living with Dee, and today I am in beautiful Wesley Chapel and I'm going to talk about the pro and cons. Now before I get into the pro and cons, I just want you to know, guys, these are just my take. There's no right or there's no wrong. It is just something. A pro to me could be a con, or a con to me could be a pro. And talking about the first pro or a con, depending upon the way you look at it, is that Wesley Chapel is just growing. If you are looking for a brand new home in the Tampa suburban area, Wesley Chapel is probably the #1 choice, and it's because they have so much growth. Pretty much all the major builders are here. Lennar, GL Homes, DR Horton, Meritage, you have a local builder, Westway. You have a lot of builders that are building here. There's so much development that is coming. So that's a pro. But the con of that is also, if you are looking to sell a home and you're 2 or 3, 4 years old, you're competing with the builder, which can offer a lot more incentive, especially now that the market is shifting and changing. They can offer a lot more incentive that would make it a little bit difficult. So let's talk about the next pro of moving or living in Wesley Chapel. The next pro of living in Wesley Chapel or moving to Wesley Chapel is kids. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. I have 2 small boys, and yes, my 2.5 is now 2 years and 9 months. I have a 6-year-old, and I know the amount of energy that they have. I want to make sure that, I'm in a community that have parks like this. So this is one of the district park for the Wesley Chapel. They have these parks scattered around. I want to bring my boys, have them go in, do the monkey bar, do the things, just go out, spend the energy and just get exhausted. So I love when you are living in a community that has these kind of parks, community parks, so you can bring your kids, because I'm sure you're not going to, once you're living over here, you're going to outgrow all the parks and everything else, and the kids are going to get bored. So I definitely think that this is a pro where you can bring your kids, they can do their thing and hopefully go home, be exhausted and just go to bed, and you have me time. So let's talk about the next pro of moving to or living in Wesley Chapel. And the next pro of living or moving to Wesley Chapel is the education system. Now, I have 2 small kids, as I always talk about them. Having a good education system is really, really important for me and my wife. And if you are in that situation, you have school-going kids, then you're looking for a suburban area that offers a good infrastructure with good schools. And the schools in Wesley Chapel are rated higher than average when you compare that to the surrounding suburban areas. So let's talk about the last pro of living or moving to Wesley Chapel. So last but not the least pro of living or moving to Wesley Chapel is the crime rate and also the overall livability factor. When you compare that to other suburban areas of Central Florida or Tampa, the crime rate is a lot less when you compare that to the national average. The cost of living in Wesley Chapel is much better when you compare that to Tampa or the Orlando areas. So now that the pros is over, let's talk about the cons of living in Wesley Chapel. So let's talk about the cons of moving to or living in Wesley Chapel. Now, before I get into it, I do want to restate the fact that this is just my take. So please take it with a grain of salt, because there's no right, there's no wrong. What really matters is what works for you and your family. And one of the cons of living in Wesley Chapel is that there's so much construction, there's so much development that is coming that you would often find a lot of construction debris. There's roads that are being built, so traffic could be a little bit of a nightmare, especially during the morning hours or the evening hours. hours or the late afternoon or early evening hours. So that is something to keep that in mind. So let's talk about the next con of moving to or living in Wesley Chapel. So the last con of living or moving to Wesley Chapel is the small town feel. Now it used to be like that, but not anymore. If you are looking for more quieter, more rural areas, then you're probably better off going to like Zephyr Hills, Land O'Lake, Polk City, rather than Wesley Chapel, because the growth is absolutely insane with the amount of new construction, the amount of new communities. And by the way, if you are looking for brand new home, make sure to check out Orlando Home Show. That's where I bring you model homes throughout Orlando and now Tampa areas. And we go through the model homes, different communities and stuff, and that's where you're going to find a lot of information about brand new communities. And there's a lot of brand new communities in Wesley Chapel, which it's actually, we have a playlist over there called the Wesley Chapel and Zephyr Hills and all other communities that are more suburban Tampa areas than Central Florida. So make sure to check this out. I hope you get a lot of value from our videos. If you do, press the thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel. Until the next community video, thank you for watching. Bye for now.